Hello and welcome to Game of Box Office. In this analysis, we will have a look at the box office run of Inglourious Basterds. Inglourious Basterds was released on August 21st, 2009 in 3,165 cinemas and ran a total of 119 days until the film finally disappeared from the screens on December 17th, 2009. The film was produced by the Weinstein Company and received an R rating. With a $70 million budget, Inglourious Basterds was Quentin Tarantino's most expensive film until Django was produced with a higher budget in 2012. The film opened with $38 million in its opening weekend and ended its run with a total of $120.5 million in the USA and Canada. Adding the $201 million from overseas, the movie made a total revenue of $321 million. To begin with, we should say a few words about Quentin Tarantino's films in general. So far, every single Tarantino film has been R-rated, and in addition, every Tarantino film has been released in 2D, with Tarantino himself making it very clear that this will never change. Moreover, Tarantino films have a very unique style, with quite a lot explicit violence being shown, limiting the audience even further. Whatever Tarantino movie we choose to analyze, it will never be a film with huge revenues as we already have seen them here on this channel. Quentin Tarantino is a phenomenon in itself. Over the past decades, such a loyal fan community has built up around him and his films that no matter how the trailer look, you can always count on a basic audience. A certain amount of people support Tarantino no matter what he does. That makes Tarantino one of the few directors who can release their movies whenever they want. It is virtually impossible for another movie to have such a huge impact on a Tarantino production that it takes away its audiences. The Hateful Eight starts this year just 1 week after The Force Awakens, but will most likely not have its numbers affected significantly either. Back to Inglourious Basterds. The opening weekend of 38 million was extremely good and is the largest opening weekend that Tarantino has ever had. Django Unchained could probably have had a higher weekend, but since the film was released in winter and not at the end of summer like Inglourious Basterds, weekend revenues were not that high. The multiplier of 3.16 also speaks for itself. In the analysis of Prometheus and Straight Outta Compton, we have already mentioned how much more difficult it is for an R-rated film to achieve a high multiplier, because the audience is simply very limited. For a Tarantino movie, that's even more so the case, and it was really gratifying for Bastards, which posed a financial risk with its $70 million budget to score such a good multiplier. This can only be explained by the incredible good reviews. With Inglourious Basterds, Tarantino rose back up to old levels, which many fans were missing in Kill Bill Volume 2 and Death Proof. The exceptional performance of Christoph Waltz also got about the movie basically became a must-see. During the first 10 weeks, Bastards only once dropped over 50%, which is extremely good for an R-rated movie, and the drop was only due to the fact that on the 9th weekend, more than half of all cinemas where Bastards was still running took the film out of their repertoire for newer, more profitable films. Therefore, this one drop over 50% can be excused. The question is how Inglourious Basterds would have performed had the film been launched in December and had it benefit from its smashing 8 Oscar nominations. We think that it definitely would have helped the movie with its run. While there was virtually no competition for Bastards in August and September, because the box office always grows weaker towards the end of the summer, Tarantino movies, as mentioned before, remain mostly unharmed by competing movies, and it probably would have performed just as well with a December release. So what can we say in conclusion about Inglourious Basterds? The film has a very good multiplier, a good opening weekend, and regrossed its budget 4.6 times. Any other movie would have gotten an A-, because these achievements are in fact really good for an R-rated movie. But since it is a Tarantino film, and we know that we just have to accept stellar performances, we rate Inglourious Basterds with the grade B+. Our upcoming video will be an analysis on The Martian, Interstellar, or a prediction about Mockingjay Part 2. We hope you enjoyed this analysis. Be sure to hit a like and subscribe to our channel. You can also support us on the social networks listed below. See you next time. Bye bye.